Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to another episode of MyGM Mode here in WWE 2k22 as we are fresh off of our second pay-per-view TLC. It was a pretty sensational show. We had quite the show. We had Roman Reigns beat Kofi Kingston in the main event in a TLC match to retain the Universal Championship. Drew McIntyre earlier in the night beat Finn Balor also in a TLC match to become the #1 contender. And then, of course, for the first time ever, we had Stone Cold Steve Austin face off against Randy Orton. It was a pretty sensational show. Unfortunately, Raw still holds the advantage, but we're going into the final month of the series as we get ready for our next pay-per-view being WrestleMania. If you didn't check out TLC, there was being very odd on my channel. It got taken down for copyright. I guess there was a little part in the video where I forgot to mute the background noise, so that's my bad. But hopefully by the time this video goes up, it is back live. So if you haven't checked out TLC, I recommend so. I'll put the link down in the description as well as at the end of this video. You'll be able to click on it so you can go back and watch it and get ready for this show. But we're getting ready for another episode. We booked SmackDown. Hope you guys are ready for this one. If you are, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more MyGM and Universe Mode and just WWE content in general. I'm trying to get this series done by the time the next AEW game comes, or the AEW game comes out in whenever it does. But I've enjoyed this series. Unfortunately, I've been very slow about just kind of getting it uploaded. So I've been kind of going back and forth and, missing months at a time. And it's really hurt, I think, the popularity of it. But I've enjoyed it. If you want maybe another one when this ends, I think I will have some time in between when this series ends and when AEW Fight Forever comes out. If you want another MyGM mode of some sorts, maybe a little bit more realistic so Raw's not booking the same things over and over again, then, or the AI for that matter, then let me know in the comment section below if you do enjoy the series. But let's not waste any more time. Let's go into what we see for SmackDown. We're going to still kind of continue our momentum. And opening show is going to be Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. That's going to be a good one. We do have Roman Reigns running in on McIntyre because he is the #1 contender, so we won't really be able to watch that one. Kofi Kingston is going to cut an advertising promo and try to gain some money because we have been spending a lot recently, bringing in some big names. Also, as you can see, Goldberg made his debut at TLC for us. So hopefully Kingston can get us a little extra money. In the mid-card, Big E and Chad Gable are going to go one-on-one. Apparently Gable wanted a match against Big E, so I gave it to him. Also, Cesaro is going to make his debut for us as he will run in on Big E. Just a little mid-card feud there. So Cesaro will be making his debut. We won't watch that one either. Stone Cold Steve Austin is going to call out Goldberg. Our commissioner goal for the week is to have Stone Cold cut a promo. Well, no, what better way than to call out the man who confronted him at the pay-per-view. Stone Cold and Goldberg, they will face off at WrestleMania. Yes, we will make that match official. And then our main event, a rematch from TLC. Toni Storm beat Charlotte Flair in a tables match in order to win the SmackDown Women's Championship. Well, Charlotte Flair wants a rematch here tonight, and Toni Storm wants a main event match, so let's go ahead and book it. Storm versus Flair 2 in our main event. So let's not waste any more time. Let's confirm this booking, and we'll get this show rolling. Alright, so let's go ahead and just simulate the first two matches, see how they do. Hopefully this one does well. I'm expecting McIntyre and Orton. They have pretty good popularity to do pretty good. And with Roman Reigns running in, Orton gets the win by hook and by crook. That was a 3-star match, so I tried to put that one in the opener just to kind of get our show started off on the right foot. Kingston cuts his advertising promo. It was okay. He lost some popularity though, so it's not very good considering he was just Universal Champion. But he gained us $11,000, so we appreciate you, Kofi Kingston, for your contribution. And then Big E, Chad Gable. We know Gable's going to win thanks to the Cesaro run-in. Actually, Big E, I guess, got the win. And that was a 2-star mediocre match. Stone Cold calls out Goldberg, trying to get that rivalry going. And it was a good promo by Stone Cold, so hopefully that would get it off. But we'll watch our main event. It's Toni Storm, the Women's Champion, versus Charlotte Flair in a rematch. Well, at the pay-per-view, Charlotte Flair, for the second time in the series, lost the SmackDown Women's Championship. So despite the fact she's been so dominant, she just can't seem to win on pay-per-view. Lost at TLC to Toni Storm, and before that she lost at WrestleMania Backlash against Natalya. So Charlotte Flair has not been very good in this series in regards to championship matches, but she'll get an opportunity here tonight again to face Toni Storm, who beat her for that title in a tables match. Flair is claiming that it was a fluke. Storm can't pin or submit her in the ring. She had to put her through a table in order to win. I can kind of see her argument, but a loss is a loss, and you have to honor it. But Charlotte Flair will get her championship rematch here tonight against Toni Storm as we get ready for the champion to make her way to the ring. The Australian native, it's Toni time here on SmackDown. Finally gets the championship. It's around her waist, and boy, does it look good. Toni Storm being a SmackDown Women's Champion, she has earned this right. And hopefully for her, it can last more than 1 week as she gets ready for the ring. We'll head down to championship introductions, not waste any time in our main events for this week on MyGM Mode. If you guys, like I said, are enjoying the action here and enjoying this series, I've enjoyed putting this one together. It's been a nice change of pace from Universe Mode, and I've enjoyed being able to do MyGM. Which, speaking of Universe Mode, SummerSlam is our next pay-per-view. I meant to say this earlier, but it'll be premiering live on Sunday. Yes, Sunday at about 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be on the lookout. Be on the lookout in the Communities tab as well as for that one to be posted. So hit that subscribe and notification bell so you don't miss that one. But let's turn it down to our ring for the main event. Here is the champion, Toni Storm, raising the title high. Will this be the only time she has the championship above her shoulder as she turns it over to the referee? And we get ready to make this one official. It's Storm Flair 2 for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Top prize in the women's division here on SmackDown. Everybody is gunning for it. Charlotte Flair, the challenger. Toni Storm, the champion. And we are ready to go for our main event. As they quickly go towards the center of the ring, as Flair with a leg sweep will take down Storm. We mentioned earlier, Charlotte Flair is winless on pay-per-views, 0 for 2. On the flip side, she is undefeated on TV matchups. So will that streak continue, or will it end and Toni Storm be able to retain? We'll have to find out here, as Toni Storm would love to see her championship reign last more than just a week and prove that at tables match it was not a fluke and that she is the better competitor than Charlotte is. Right here, she has a nice suplex. As Toni Storm, she can also get past Charlotte Flair. There's plenty of challengers waiting in the wings. We got Sasha Banks is on, starting to turn around. Dakota Kai has picked up some big wins here on SmackDown. Tamina and Raquel Gonzalez bring the heavy. So there's plenty of challengers for Toni Storm. She can get past Charlotte Flair tonight, but you can't overlook the Queen. As the Queen, she'll battle out of the turnbuckle, but Toni Storm will cut her off there with a shot to the midsection and a nice Northern Lights suplex. Beautiful move there by Toni, and now she's quickly going to go up to the top rope, try to hit the aerial offense. Charlotte Flair starting to get back to her feet. Storm looks to dive off with a missile drop kick, and it connects. I don't know if she got all of that one, but it is enough to knock down Flair. Toni Storm will continue the offense, looking here for an STF. As Charlotte Flair locked in the ring, not really close to the ropes, but she'll quickly fight out of it. We've also seen this in the past from Charlotte Flair here in the series. She's taken a lot of offense at the beginning. You know, doesn't get off to the fastest of starts, but then will be able to weather the storm and make a comeback and win. So this is not out of the ordinary. Charlotte Flair's been in this position before. It is now Storm with a head of hair. Flair up against the ropes, kick to the midsection now. This is not where Charlotte wants to be, as Toni's going to hit the ropes and line her up for that huge knee strike right on the jaw. And Charlotte Flair, that could be a lot of trouble. That landed flush. I know we talked about a second ago, she's been able to weather this early storm, but is this a different storm, yes, pun intended, in the form of Toni here tonight? As the universe seems to be in the corner of Miss Toni Storm, as there's a nice suplex attempt that will take down Charlotte. Tries to get the Queen back up, but the challenger will sweep her off her legs and continue to work away on the arms. And now rearing back on that chin, trying to wear down the champion, as this could be the moment where Charlotte starts to make that comeback. As now she's implementing this slow and methodical offense. Drops the knee across the forehead of the champion. Now going to work away on the arms to start getting every single body part, telling the crowd how great she is, that she is the queen, as she will be a 3-time champion in this series if she can win. As there's a shot now from behind. Toni, though, not going to let it happen. Not going to let Flair have a hold of her. Now Instead has a hold of the challenger. He's going to hit a nice fisherman suplex. Holds the bridge, but can't hold it for the pin, as that could waste a little bit of time now. So Toni will go for a hook of the leg. It's only a 1 count, though. There's a couple of moments wasted there, and he can't do that in a match like this, especially against a competitor of Charlotte. You got to take advantage of every single opportunity you can. She wrenches away here. Flair trying to make it back to her feet, but Toni is there to cut her off, as there's a shot elbow strike into the forehead of Flair. But Toni, though, going to take her right back down. And going to roll through here, has her up on her shoulders. This could be a big position here for Toni, as there's a knee right into the back of the neck. That could do it. Flair in a lot of trouble here. Gets 1, gets 2, but Toni will not be able to put her away. Flair shoots that right shoulder up, but I think she could be closing in on the victory. Speaking of which, Toni waiting for the challenger to get back to her feet. Kick to the midsection here, going for that double underhook, and flips her into the powerbomb. This to retain the championship. Gets 2, and no, doesn't get 3 at the last possible second. Charlotte Flair gets the shoulder up. Well, this match will continue, but Toni's got to stay on the offense here. Has her up for a nice vertical suplex, but Flair out the backside. German connects with a German suplex. Down it goes Storm, and Flair starting to style and profile. The Storm back to her feet, though. Flair is going to cut her off there with the right shot. Chop takes down the champion, and now going to try to work away on those legs. Could potentially be setting up for that figure 8 submission. Flair targeting the arms, going to go to the top rope here. This is not where usually we see Charlotte Flair, as she's going to go drop the knee. How about a little bit of extra elevation there off the top rope? Forearm across the face. Champion could be in trouble here. Gets 2, but he has to kick out at 2. Flair applying the pressure now. It's berating the champion. Degrading nonetheless. The Storm took that to heart, and quickly she's not going to take that line down. Just has a hold of the challenger, trying to drag her into the turnbuckle, and she does. Toni Storm, Charlotte might have woken up a different animal in the champion as she rears away on that left arm. Now the Queen could be in a lot of trouble, continuing to target that part of the body. The Storm drags the head into the turnbuckle. What does the champion have in mind here? She's tying her up for a lot here in the corner. Going to put her up on that third turnbuckle and hit a nice suplex. Once again, doesn't hold the pinfall, but there's a nice knee for extra effort. Maybe that's what Toni had in mind. As now could be moments away from a victory. And it's just hard right hand shots to the Queen. Toni starting to reel here, or Charlotte starting to reel, excuse me. Gonna flip through again, has her up on his shoulder in this Alabama slam position. Gonna turn her over, there's that knee again into the back of the neck. A second one of this match, is it enough to retain the championship? Yes, it is. Toni Storm is victorious. A second shot to the top of the neck, and that just did the challenger in. And Toni Storm has done what nobody else has been able to do in this series, and that is beat Charlotte Flair twice. No fluke here tonight. Straight up pinned Charlotte Flair. And Toni, the reign of Storm, can continue. A huge win here for Toni Storm. Congratulations, young woman, as her reign is off to a hot start. So you can see who potentially will be the next challenger for Toni Storm. Yes, a 2.5-star main event. I would like for it to have been a little better, but nonetheless. So let's take a look at Raw here, as they have their opening match, is a tables match between John Cena and Akira Tozawa. I guess if you're looking at their card, Raw didn't get the message that TLC was actually last night, as we'll simulate this tables match, and John Cena wins again in a 3-star matchup, so about the same as our main event. Lacey Evans calls out Dana Brooke. That is an okay promo. How about a tag team tables match? Joaquin Wilde and Yokozuna versus Oney Lorcan and Damian Priest. As it'll be Priest and Lorcan to get the win, and this is probably going to be a good match. Yeah, it's 3 stars, so it's better than our mid-card matchup. Bayley with the self-promo, it's excellent. Bayley on the microphone. And then the main event is Ariya Daivari versus Alexander Wolf. TLC, hoping this doesn't do better than 3 stars. I have a feeling it's going to do pretty well. Yeah, I guess 3.5. So they, once again, Raw beats us in the ratings. wish the AI was a little bit better. That's been the one thing I think that's just kind of dragged us down, is the AI has just been so illogical with their booking, and it's just hard to compete when they're just throwing mess at the wall, and it's just great rivalry after great rivalry. But nonetheless, Raw beats us again. They continue their little stretch, but I think we might have closed the gap a little bit, I want to say. There's, I think, a less than 100,000 difference, but you got 3 weeks away now to WrestleMania in Dallas, Texas. Stone Cold Steve Austin, hey, my contract on SmackDown is up at the end of this week. We definitely won't want Stone Cold to go. I'd be interested in staying. The price would be $72,000. Yeah, I'll definitely see that. I definitely want to keep Stone Cold around. So, looks like Stone Cold will be staying on SmackDown. Dakota Kai, hey, my contract on SmackDown is up at the end of the week. I don't have as much of a interest in bringing Dakota Kai back, especially for $35,000. Let's try the lowball offer. Can we give her $24,000? What'd she say? I hate being lowball, but okay, I'll take the offer. So she stays, but morale definitely decreased. Drew McIntyre, hey, my contract is that SmackDown is up at the end of the week. We can't have you go because you're in the main event, so we'll have to renew Drew McIntyre. This is also why I wish I could have probably... Oh, crap, I didn't renew him. Well, hopefully I can go back and fix that. I meant to say I'll see it, but I don't want Drew walking. What I was trying to say is this is why I wish I would have done it a little bit longer. Some of the stuff would have mattered. Thanks for the title rematch, Charlotte Flair. I'm glad you're very a little disappointed, but that's on me. You held up your part by didn't follow through. I appreciate you keeping your word, though. It doesn't sound like Charlotte in real life, but I appreciate that, Charlotte. Hey, Adam, I don't know if you knew this, but I love being in a certain match, the one and only Extreme Rules. Nobody does that better than me. Sure, I can give Kofi an Extreme Rules match. Not only do I love it, but the universe loves watching me in it. I think if you book me in one, you'll see that I wasn't wrong. I think that's a great idea. I think putting Kofi Kingston in an Extreme Rules match would be great, because it'll give us a good start to the show, and Kofi Kingston's in a match. So let's see real quick if I can extend Drew's contract. I cannot extend Drew's contract, so hopefully he pops back up in the free agents, because I might have messed up big time if Drew McIntyre is a free agent after this week. We'll have to see if we can change that, and if we doesn't, we'll have to pivot. But that will be next episode. As you can see, starting to try and close the gap. I think we closed it a little bit, but we'll have to try to keep that going. But we'll see if we can continue to march towards WrestleMania in this series. There'll be a couple more episodes of this week as I get ready for SummerSlam on Sunday. But I want to keep some content here on the channel for you guys. So this will be the primary focus this week. But be on the lookout for SummerSlam on Sunday. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more MyGM content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.